All right, so this is a part 2 video on trying to fix my AC, and I'm gonna go ahead and use this. I found it, I picked it up in my local parts store for $34. And the reason why I chose this one is because it says it has the UV dye. So that's something that I want to check. I want to see if I have some kind of slow leak on my system. And I really don't think it's a big leak because that's another thing I want to mention. If you lost your AC in a matter of a day or something really quick, I really would recommend having a professional check your AC, because you might just waste your time and your money spending this, and then it's going to leak it right out. In my case, I still have my AC working well. It's been working for about 2 months. When I have it on the low speed, it cools, but when I higher it, it's not really cooling, which is an indication that my refrigerant might be low. That's what I've been told, and I've seen some videos where other people use this stuff, and they say they just put one of them a year on their truck because it's older, and it works just fine. So that's why I'm going to try this out. Now, in my case, I'm right here at 92 degrees. That's my external temp. So very important where you're at to look at this right here, this chart. Now, since I'm at 92, anywhere from 90, what I want to be at is 45 to 55 on the low side. This connects to the low side, so that's what I'm going to be looking at, anywhere between that green number on the high side. So I'm going to go ahead and try this out. I'm going to use it on my truck. I'm going to show you how I install it and see if I have any difference and if it fixes my issue. Now, I do have a temperature gauge, but something pretty neat about this can, it has these what they call smart clips, and right here I installed the blue one. Because also, if you read on the directions right here on check smart clips, it tells you that the blue one will show you if it's fully filled when it turns green. But it also mentions that that if you're above 90 degrees to use the blue one. So that's why I'm gonna go ahead and use the blue one and not that white one right there. But let me show you where I'm gonna connect it. And I'm going to also show you what my current temperatures are. I'm going to turn the truck on and put it at high speed in case you haven't seen my other video where I was troubleshooting this, and then see if this makes a difference. Okay, in this part, all I'm showing you is that my current situation, which I'm at 70 degrees with the fan speed being on high, the fan blower. Now, on my first video, I showed you how when I lowered that fan speed to 1, my temperature would drop really nice. It would be, I believe it was in the 40s, something like that. But it was cooling good. But the problem was when I have it at high. So also make sure when using this kit here, I'm shaking it up. This is what you want to do, kind of like you would a spray can. Make sure it's nice and mixed up. Now, here, what you want to look for is that low side right there, right next to that computer. You might want to cover that with a rag. It got a little messy in my case, but again, I'm not a professional. I'm trying to do some of the stuff that I see on YouTube, and I'm making mistakes, and I'm going to show you the mistakes that I make. So here, I'm at 30. That's the initial pressure that when I connected, that's what it was showing. So according to what I had explained earlier, I need to be above 40. Which at the end of the video, you'll notice that I never got there, but my temperatures did improve. So here, the can says to stay at the 12 and the 3 o'clock. I made a mistake of doing it past that because I kind of felt like the system wasn't taking it. But I'll show you that here. I'll learn from my mistakes. So here, turn that knob on the top right to the unlock position. And here I'm trying to inject the refrigerant. But if you notice, that gauge isn't going past. It's just kind of staying there. Later in the video, for some reason, it started to actually take it into the system. It would actually go higher. So I'm going to show you that in a second. So here, it's currently not really taking it. So I'm not sure what's going on or why that situation changed for me. But again, this is unedited, and I want you to see everything that I went through, some of the stuff you might go through. I don't know if it was the particular can that we were dealing with. You know, this was the cheaper option. The other cans now cost like $60. Some of the ones that I see on the YouTube video that some other people use, but this was the cheaper option. Okay, so here I'm showing my progress as the temperature has started to drop at 66.4. even though the system yet hasn't really taken it. As in the further along in the video, you're going to notice how it really does start taking it more, and it drops, the temperatures improve. The blue clip hasn't really changed. There we go at 64. So yeah, it's definitely an improvement, way better than when I first started, even at the fan high, the blower being at the high speed. So in a second, I'm going to show you how how my situation actually improves and changes. And again, just here we go. So here we are at, so you see that, how that dial now, it actually went all the way to the right. That was something that initially just wasn't happening. So for some reason now the system is really starting to take, and that's what initially I wanted to see in the beginning, but for some reason it wasn't. Now at this point, if you're still here, learn from my mistake. Try not to overdo it, to drain the can too much, because something that ended up happening in my case was... Alright, that's where we're at, a little higher now. I don't know about this can, it tends to be spitting it quite a bit. See how it's kind of missing it out there. I don't know if this can's defective or what's the deal. Spitting it right there, but it's slowly taking it. That's what's important. It's kind of climbing, which is what I want. Okay, so in this part I want to show you how I'm stupid and I made a mistake. I just started getting desperate. I felt like the system just wasn't taking. So there, you see how I turned it past that 3 o'clock, and you just saw that refrigerant spitting out. Definitely not what you want to do. That's not what the directions call for. You should just stay at the 12 and 3 o'clock position. But here we are inside again. Even though I made those mistakes, my situation is still improving slowly. And that blue clip hasn't changed. That white one is starting to get green in the bottom very lightly. But here we are. I'm going to show you the temperature, and right there we're starting to go down to 48 even at the high blower speed. So much better. I'm really happy. I believe I end up staying around this temperature. Okay, so further on I will show how my temperatures did improve a little bit better. At this point the can is starting to feel empty, and I'm really not sure if I'm even making an improvement or if it's still taking some more refrigerant. I feel like I should have kind of stopped at this point, but yeah, nonetheless I continued, and I was trying to get the most out of it, because when I've used these the hoses in the past, the cans do empty up really nice and completely empty up, but you can hold them upright, which in this case you can't. But here I'm holding at high blower speed again, with holding at 1000, and I'm at 43. So really happy. This ended up being the end result. So definitely much better. The clip started getting slightly green. It's not like a dark green, so I think the system might still be a little low. At this point, what I'm trying to say is that my temperatures, I felt they were better at some point. And I think the mistake was trying to push some of that bottle and finish it up. And I think if I would have stopped earlier, my end results would have been much better. But, well, that's the mistake I made, and I hope you don't make it. And I hope your situation is a lot better than mine. But nonetheless, I'm happy with it. I didn't spend too much money, and it does the trick. It's going to work for me. I have a trip that I'm going to make on Friday that I'm going to be using this truck. So I'm going to lower the fan speed here, because in the past, the very first video I made, that always improved my situation. And something I'm going to show is that my temperatures actually drop. They get very comfortable. So definitely I think I'm going to be in a much better situation, because even at mid speed, the temperatures are going to go down to, I believe, the low 40s. So that's going to be comfortable. It's going to improve in the cabin. So right there, you see how it's starting to drop down to 43. And so yeah, I'm happy with it. There we go, 42. So when it starts getting cold, especially on the night drives, I'm just going to be able to keep it at low. Might even still have to turn it off. So I'm going to keep you posted. Ask me in the comments if you've run into this video maybe 6 months later, a year, you're interested in, well, does this work? Does it hold up? And I'll let you know, and I'll keep you posted. So yeah, we ended up dropping to 42, even at normal idle. And if I would have hired the idle to 1000, or running the vehicle, that temperature is going to be a lot colder. So yeah, I'm just going to keep it at that, even though my low pressure side never really went above that 30 some. All right, I want to thank you for watching the channel if you've made it this far, and I hope your situation goes a lot better than mine. You learn from some of my mistakes. And again, I'm satisfied with this. It's roaming around 40 to 45. So I hope your situation is a lot better than mine. And I wish you the best. And thank you for watching once again.